Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Batman Superman, issue number 5 of 5. We're going to Hell Arisen after this, my peeps, because it's kind of necessary. I'm just saying, like, this is going to bleed into that. All right, let's get talking about who made this comic book. We'll talk about the book itself. Yes, this was a fun comic book. I enjoyed this. Who are the Secret Six? The conclusion. Joshua Williamson is on writing. David Marquez on art. Alejandro Sanchez on colors. John J. Hill doing the letters. Marquez and Sanchez do the cover. And Jim Chung and Tomio Morey do the variant cover. All right. Batman really handles business in here. He really is like the boss. He's not the one who's kicking all the butt in here. He kicks his fair share, but realistically, like, we got Supergirl and Shazam versus Superman. Mind you, Superman is extremely vulnerable to magic, even to the point of being weak against magic, according to some writers. In this particular case, it don't seem like it bothers him at all, because he's just like so mad. Like, his eyes go red. It sounds like that Chevelle song, "Seeing Red Again." Yeah, that one. Like, he straight up dogs these two. But I gotta hand it to Bats. When he's sitting there and he goes and he takes the scarab, which shouldn't have been able to happen, okay? But when he takes that scarab from Jamie, there's some serious moments in there, all right? Jamie's got something to say about it. Batman, he's all like, "Jamie, I didn't know it hurt like this." You know, say like he's sympathizing with him and whatnot. He's pointing out, when you're infected, I know that the scarab isn't. This was a pretty solid. But honestly, I'm just surprised that the scarab didn't heal him at some point. You know, saying on its own, but whatever. Maybe its way of healing was to make itself available to Batman, so it wasn't, you know, strapped to his spine anymore, and it would just be like, "Oh yeah, I'm willing to let go now, so that, you know, you can grab it," because I knew that Batman would be the answer. And of course, Batman's usually the answer. In fact, it's like marking C on a Scantron. You're going to get it right at least half the time, right? More than 25% of the time. We didn't get a whole lot. We got a little bit of talking from Commissioner Gordon, but I mean, what else are you going to really get from him? We didn't get a whole lot from Donna Troy and Sky Tyrant, you know, Hawkman, which I guess I'm okay with. But yeah, like those two are really left out of this a lot. For the most part, though, this was just a serious butt-kicking good time. It ends with a different character being talked about, which I'm fine. Should I say who it is? I won't. But for the smart marks, I'm going to point out that, you know, there is a third part to that trinity, right? So I don't know exactly where they're going to go with this. But if they're going to be having fun and making this comic book the way that, you know, basically, it feels like all they're doing is they're just writing. And they're not even writing to the audience. They're writing for themselves. Sometimes this could backfire on you. And I could see a bunch of people getting upset. Like, you know, you're not doing anything that we want you to do. I don't remember writers ever saying that they would. You know what I'm saying? But what I do see is that they're just writing for themselves. And they're just having a really genuine good time with it. And I enjoy kind of watching over their shoulder and seeing what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? This isn't some master plot storyline, even though that's kind of what it has the air of. I'm literally just looking at this as a fun, exciting time. I know everything's going to go back to the status quo, duh. But this is a fun ride while we're going. Like, this was not the short little thing that I thought that they were supposed to be doing. They're really going with the whole entire year of the villain thing. So after this, we're going into Hell Arisen, where we're going to have Batman Who Laughs versus Apex Lex. That I don't know how excited I am for, but we'll see. It could be exciting. We'll see. But for now, this concluding with the idea that they failed, only so they could go into another book, really feels like the perfect fit for me. The heroes don't always have to win. You know what I'm saying? And we get a little spoiled with that with some books, like particularly the Marvel books. It feels like the heroes don't always win. They're always at a loss. There is no, "I just saved the day" at the end of every issue, right? But that's also kind of the way that Joshua Williams writes. Anybody who's been reading The Flash knows The Flash can't catch a break. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Joshua Williams knows how to write the hero winning. I don't know if he's ever actually written that. But what I do know is that what I'm reading right now, there's a whole lot of fun. All right? I'm glad that this ended when it did so that it can just be over, but the story itself continues in another book, and it looks like they're promising other characters are going to be explored. I'm really happy that you're getting the whole Trinity here, because sometimes Wonder Woman gets forgotten. Oops, have I said too much? The trick is, can we get some other people involved in this also? Hey, Joshua Williams, are you tired of writing Flash? Would you like to throw some Flash into this? Hey, you ever consider maybe throwing Green Lantern into this? Hey, dude, bring everybody involved in this. Bring Red Tornado in, for crying out loud. Have some fun with this. Really fun book. I'm going to say this was a good enough ending for what they did. It's not a conclusion. It's a conclusion of the book, not by any stretch of the imagination, though. Is it a conclusion for the story? That can't be easy to do. That's very risky because you could piss off a lot of people, but at least you're having fun while you're doing it. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.